Hey, Mom. I hate to bother you while you're busy at work, but there's something I need to tell you.
Hey, sweetie. It's rare for you to text me during work hours. What's going on?
Well, there's this weird girl outside our apartment building. I'm scared, Mom. I don't know what to do.
Hold on. What do you mean? There's a weird girl?
She looks about my age, and she's been hanging around the lobby for a while now.
Hanging around? How do you know that?
The caretaker, Mr. Lewis, called and told me. He said she was asking for the Turners. He was puzzled at first, but then he remembered that your maiden name was Turner.
Wait, what? Who the hell is looking for us?
I have no clue. I don't think she's anyone I've ever seen before.
Are you sure? This is very strange. I can't think of anyone who would do that.
Yeah, I'm positive. I haven't made any plans with friends. I just had Ava over last week.
Right.
I was freaking out about it, but I wanted to see for myself. She doesn't look like anyone from my school.
So let me get this straight. A random girl your age just showed up asking for our apartment?
That's what it looks like, but I already told Mr. Lewis that she's not my friend. But he didn't buy it and thought we had a fight. And then he started giving me advice, saying things like I should make up with my friends before it's too late. He totally got it wrong.
That sounds like Mr. Lewis for you.
Sorry to interrupt you while you're working. I'm just freaking out a bit. I didn't know if I should go talk to her or not.
Hey, don't worry about it. I always have time for you. In fact, I'm glad you texted me right away. Leave it to me. I'll sort everything out. I'll call Mr. Lewis right away, too.
Really?
Of course. I'm worried about your safety. I'll leave work right away, too. I'll be home in no time.
Are you sure? I can try and talk to her myself. I know your work is stressful enough as it is.
Don't be silly. You're more important than my job. I need to make sure you're safe. That's my priority right now. What if she doesn't leave even after you talk to her? I don't want you to handle that alone.
I didn't really think that far ahead.
Well, you did the right thing texting me. Now I'll be home by lunch, so stay put no matter what. I don't want you going outside by yourself right now.
Got it. I won't go anywhere. I'll go ahead and make lunch for both of us then.
Hey, Mommy, I finally found you. So, when can I move in?
Who is this?
Oh, don't be silly. You know who it is. I've been searching forever for you. And now I know exactly where you are. It took some time, but boy, was it worth it.
Hold up there. Is that you, Savannah?
You guessed it. Your beloved daughter is here to see you. I've been waiting for this moment for ages.
What are you doing at my building?
Oh, don't worry about the small details. More importantly, when are you going to invite me inside to see the new pad?
Pad?
Yeah, you're basically living the celeb life in a place like this. Daddy would be so jealous if he saw you living in a high-rise like this. I can't imagine the look on his face.
I need you to answer my question. Why do you know where I live? How did you find that out? I need an explanation.
It was nothing, really. I just happened to find it out of the blue. Well, I guess you could say it was thanks to you.
What do you mean? You're making no sense.
Well, ever since you and Daddy got divorced, you never once thought to contact us. I even found out that you changed jobs, too. I don't know why you wouldn't contact your own daughter once in a while.
I don't want to do this right now, Savannah. Just tell me why and how.
Okay, calm down, geez. I'll tell you. But I'll have you know, it was a lot of work looking for you.
And that's my fault. How?
I spent tons of time poring over your social media and looking around where we used to shop. But you never post online or shop in this neighborhood anymore.
Oh, wow. Stalkerish much?
Yeah, I guess a little. My bad. But by chance, I saw you shopping on Main Street recently and decided to follow you home. From a distance, of course, so you wouldn't catch me.
Oh my god! Do you want me to call the police on a child?
Don't be silly, Mommy. It's just like when we used to play hide and seek.
Oh god, help me now.
So when I saw you entering a big, fancy high-rise, I was super duper surprised.
I bet you were. Beats the valley, that's for sure. Oh yeah, you wouldn't happen to be outside my apartment right now, would you?
Yep, sure am. I came all this way to see you. But I've been waiting for like ever and you're still not here. So I asked the caretaker to contact your place directly. He was suspicious at first, but very willing to help after I told him who I was.
Oh no. What have you gone and gotten me into now?
Oh, come on. It's no biggie. So even after I waited, there was still no answer. I've been getting pretty bored and lonely out here. I must have just missed you going out, right? Because I just saw you come back a second ago.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, dead serious.
So let me get this straight. You stalked me, found out where I live, and asked the caretaker for help too?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Although, I'd prefer if you called it searching, not stalking. Gee, I can't believe you would call your own daughter a stalker.
You are unbelievable.
Thanks!
Not a compliment.
Anyway, it's water through the tunnel now.
You mean under the bridge?
Yeah, that one.
Well, whatever you call it. It's a nuisance and it needs to stop.
Oh, don't be so harsh. Are you just going to leave your flesh and blood down here in the lobby?
Ew. That's such a weird way to use that expression.
Oh, I see. Whoops!
Well, forget that and forget about coming inside.
Come on, don't be so cold-hearted, Mommy. Come and live with me and Daddy again. It will be fun, just like before.
Like before he cheated on me?
Well, it's what he wants too. He said he regrets having an affair with that younger woman.
Oh, really now?
He also said that you're the only one he truly loves. How sweet and romantic, right?
Spare me. I don't trust a single thing that miserable excuse of a man says. And now he wants to get back together? Oh, please. Not in a million years. Especially after the two of you drove me out.
I think it would do us all good if we lived together again. Daddy's really been down in the dumps ever since you left. And we both miss your cooking so much.
Oh, stop it. The two of you just want it all, don't you? You only want me around when it's convenient.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me. You're the one that wanted me out the most.
I never said that.
Oh, but your actions spoke loud enough. I know how you went ahead and filed the divorce papers behind my back.
But that can't be helped. What happened in the past stays in the past, right? Younger me thought that was the best choice at the time.
Oh, really?
You were angry all the time after Daddy had an affair. I didn't want to see you like that, so it was the obvious decision.
What a load of bull. It was all for your own benefit.
Oh, Mommy, I was just a little kid. I can't be held responsible for everything.
I thought you said that you prefer your dad's young and loaded mistress. I'm sure she's the perfect mother. Just what you've always wanted.
Don't blame me like it's my fault. There are other people in the wrong here. It's mostly Daddy's fault in the end.
Oh, wow. How immature of you. And I thought I raised you better.
Well, I guess you didn't try hard enough. And I'll have you know that Daddy has got it all worked out.
Oh, does he? Now this I have to hear.
So Daddy told me that his new girlfriend was the daughter of some big shot at work. And if he got married to her, we were guaranteed to have a cushy life, and we'd never have to work again. So you see, not only me.
Oh, so the two of you needed this crafty little plan together. Look at you two go. You even went as far as to forge my signature on those divorce papers. And if that wasn't enough, you got all of my belongings out of the house before I could blink.
But you don't understand. It was so difficult after all that.
How so? What could be worse than what you two did to me?
All was going great at first, but then Daddy got dumped in no time at all.
Oh, that's rich.
She said she doesn't want to be with someone who isn't married, that she preferred to be a mistress. I guess that's what made things exciting for her. Even though she said she would be my new mommy, I can't believe she lied to me.
Wow, she certainly has an interesting taste in men. Anyway, sounds like your father got what he deserved. Sounds like she was just as trashy as him.
Yeah, I guess they had too much in common. So now I'm stuck living with Daddy. Just the two of us. Neither of us can cook, so it's been frozen meals or delivery every day. I'm so over it. I just want to eat your cooking, Mommy.
Hey, didn't I teach you better? I guess you took after your father a little too much. Just because things have gone downhill for the two of you, don't come crawling back when it's convenient. I'm sure you'd just throw me out again the second you no longer need me. So don't you ever step foot near my place again.
Are you angry, Mommy? Can you never forgive Daddy?
Of course. That'll never happen in 1,000 years. Enjoy your frozen dinners as you regret the day you cut me from your lives. Oh, and don't even think of contacting me anymore. Tell your failure of a father, too.
What's the deal, Mommy? Why would you ignore your own daughter's phone calls? Even Daddy's calls.
The last thing I want to hear are your voices. I'd rather listen to nails on a chalkboard.
How can you be so mean? I've even been keeping our promise. I haven't shown up to your apartment building at all since you told me to stop. That's why I had no choice but to call.
You really don't know when to call it quits. Stop pestering me, Savannah.
How could you say that to me?
Because I've told you 1,000 times already, and I'm getting tired of this. The next time you try to call me, I'm blocking your number. You should be grateful that you even have my number. I should have changed it a long time ago. I think it's about time we cut off all contact anyway.
Wait, Mommy, please. I need to tell you something else. I'm in a lot of trouble right now and I need you to hear me out. Please, let me tell you first.
What is it? Spit it out before I change my mind.
I was going to tell you over the phone, but I guess this will have to do. So please don't block me at all yet.
I'll wait for you to finish. So what's happened now?
To tell you the truth, it looks like at this rate, I'm not going to be able to go to the high school I wanted.
You mean that all-girls private school?
Yes, that one. What am I going to do?
And why is that a big problem?
Because it is. You know how I said that Daddy's girlfriend tossed him out? Well, there's more to the story, and it's horrible. She tattled to Daddy's boss about him. She told the boss what Daddy did and pinned the blame on him for them breaking up. Saying stuff like he was lying about not being married at all. She twisted the truth and now he's jobless.
Now that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, and now I can't get into private school.
I guess you could say that you're in a lot of trouble. I guess that's what you get for being a little gold digger. Maybe this will be a lesson to you.
What's the deal? Please, this is my last request. Do something about my tuition.
Are you kidding me? Why don't you just go to a public school?
Anything but that. Surely you have enough money to spare. After all, you live in a high-rise apartment.
I think that was my mistake in the first place. Putting you through private schooling up until now. Look what it's done for you.
What?
Nothing, obviously. In fact, it hasn't taught you any manners or common sense. I doubt going to a private high school will do any better. Go learn from the public system. It might knock some sense into you. Unlike your father.
Why won't you even consider it?
Why should I be the one to help you out? You clearly didn't want my help before. You and your father told me that you didn't even want child support when you threw me out.
Maybe I said something like that. But I swear, I didn't mean it.
I don't believe you. You look down on your mother, just like your father did.
But I heard a rumor about you. I heard you're working in a big company now. And you're apparently quite high up in the ranks. I bet your pockets must be loaded.
Where did you hear that? Enough to live more than comfortably. Not that it's any of your business.
Then you can definitely help me through school. And while you're at it, maybe throw a little child support Daddy's way too? Or better yet, Daddy said he'll even become a stay-at-home husband.
Oh my god.
Not bad if I say so. I wish we could have sorted out our differences sooner. Daddy even said that he won't cheat anymore. I think we can really make things work out.
Are you listening to yourself right now?
Don't be silly. I'm sure you hate living on your own, right? We can have more fun if we're together. I'm sure you don't know what to do with all that money you're making. Isn't it better if you used it on your beloved family? That's what I think anyway. I wish you would have told us sooner how loaded you were. I was certain you were living a poor and lonely life without Daddy and me.
What do you want with my mom?
What? Who are you?
I could ask you the same thing. Stop calling her your mother, you creep. Do you have any idea how much trouble you are causing my mom?
Excuse me? Who are you to butt into my conversation with Mommy? She's my real mother.
Oh, really now? That's funny because she's my mother as far as I'm concerned. So stop acting like she's someone special to you. Mom doesn't want anything to do with you.
Are you kidding me? Who in the world do you think you are? You're the one trying to steal my mommy.
I'm just stating facts. Mom got married to my dad and became my new mother.
What are you saying? Mommy got remarried?
Exactly, and I'm her new daughter, Quinn. So if you would kindly tell me what your aim is here, that would be great. Mom has been looking real distressed ever since she picked up her phone. Can I assume you're the cause of her stress? Because if you are, I'm surprised that you have the audacity to send such childish messages.
Wait a minute. Mommy remarried and replaced me? How could I have not heard anything about this?
Of course I'm serious. And why would she tell you? She said that the two of you didn't get along. But I honestly didn't expect you to be this horrible of a child. It's hard to believe that the two of you are related by blood.
Who are you calling a horrible child? How dare you talk to me like that? I bet you're just a spoiled brat. You only love her because she's loaded. How old are you even?
Shouldn't you tell me first, since you're the one asking?
I'm 13. And FYI, I know some high schoolers that are part of a gang. So I would watch out if I were you.
Oh, really? I'm 13 too. Oh, and by the way, I will be going to Forest Ridge next year.
Forest Ridge? The Forest Ridge? With the fashion design program?
That's the one.
Are you kidding? That's the school I want to go to. But now Daddy can't afford to send me. He said it was too expensive.
Oh, what a relief. I'm glad I won't have someone like you as a classmate.
Oh, aren't you just so special, you greedy brat?
Say whatever you want. By the way, I heard about the horrible things that you did to my mom. How you plotted with your dad and filed their divorce papers. I'm sure that's very illegal, so you should be grateful that Mom hasn't taken it to the authorities. But as horrible as it is, I've been wanting to thank you. Thanks for giving me such a great mom. And for giving her back her freedom. I'm sure it was such a burden living with you. Not that she has to worry about that anymore. I'm living happily with her now.
What the heck? Give her back! She's my mommy!
It's too late. She's no longer yours. I would never trade her for anything.
You shut your lying mouth.
Are you really the same age as me?
Of course I am.
Oh, well, I thought you might be younger. Because you're awfully spoiled and selfish for someone who's 13. It's been a long time since I've spoken to someone this childish. I feel like I'm talking to an elementary kid.
How dare you say that to me?
Well, if you're really in middle school, then you should understand what I'm saying. No matter what you do, your mommy is never coming home. You've done something unforgivable to her. So if you could act more grown up and leave my mother alone, that would be great.
I don't want to talk to you. Give Mommy her phone back. Are you serious about getting remarried, Mommy?
Who cares if you believe it or not?
Mommy, why didn't you tell me sooner? Daddy is in shock right now. He's even crying about it.
Don't try to play the victim after you hurt my mom. Has your dad got no shame? Crying like a baby at this age? What an embarrassment of a father. Tell him to go lick his own wounds elsewhere. Hey, Mom. Sorry to contact you while you're at work again.
Oh, hey darling, don't worry about it. Anytime you need to talk, I'm here for you.
That makes me feel better.
So what happened this time? Don't tell me Savannah has done something again.
She hasn't caused any real harm yet, but she did something very daring earlier. She started to become a nuisance.
Oh no, what has she done?
She stormed into my school.
What in the world? I don't know what is going through that girl's mind.
Yeah, she caused a big fuss at the school gate. I could hear shouting from miles away. When I went for a look, I saw her causing a big ordeal.
Oh my god. I think she's totally lost it. I wonder if she was trying to see you?
It doesn't make any sense. But I guess that's the only reason she would come to my school. She can't get in now, thanks to the security guards blocking her.
She's gone too far this time. Thanks for telling me. I'll try contacting her.
Are you sure?
Don't you worry about it. Mom's got it all sorted. I can't let anyone cause my precious daughter any more trouble. What is wrong with you, Savannah? I heard how you tried breaking into Quinn's school. Have you finally gone insane? I won't let you lay a single finger on Quinn.
I don't see what I've done wrong. I'm going to be in the same school as Quinn in no time. So why don't you explain to Quinn's teachers the misunderstanding?
What do you mean you're going to be going there? Did you come into some money?
Well, the fact that I'm still your daughter is probably the biggest reason. I don't really care about the remarriage and all that now. I think Quinn and I can settle our differences and be just like real sisters. So I don't see why there's a problem. I thought, why kick things off early and finish middle school here? That will make things so much smoother for next year. They even have elevators here. So fancy!
Even if that's the case, how do you think you're going to pay for the tuition?
That's where you come in. It's your job to support your child. And if you do that, I'll even treat you like my mother again. I know it'll be hard, but I'll do my best to get along with Quinn.
What nonsense!
Hey, don't even worry about getting back with Daddy. He's hopeless anyway. But at least take me back. I'm sure you can provide for one more mouth with no problems, right?
That is enough out of you. How did you grow up to be such a brat?
What's wrong, Mommy?
What's wrong? Don't play games with me anymore. I finally reached my limit with you. If you keep this up, I'll call the police.
The police?
First, you start stalking us. Then you try and break into Quinn's school. Now you're trying to come back to me and leave your helpless father? How self-centered can you be?
Why, Mommy? Why are you getting so angry? What's wrong with wanting to be with my real mother? I'm not forcing you to get back with Daddy. I'm just trying to join your new family.
Do you even know what common sense is? You're borderline committing criminal acts.
I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just trying to change custody of me over to you.
I don't want to see you anymore. Much less have custody over you. If you hate being with your father so much, then why don't you rely on other relatives?
What do you mean?
But there's a chance no one will take you in. Then you'll be off to an orphanage or foster home. At least you won't have any regrets, seeing as you made those choices on your own.
No, please. There's no way I'm going to an orphanage. Please take me in. Do your job as a parent properly.
Even though you're the one that drove me out in the first place.
That's why I'm apologizing. I'm sorry I forced your signature and submitted the divorce papers. But I was just a silly child at the time. It's your job to forgive and forget what your children do.
For the last time, I'm not your mother. You really need to get that through your head.
Mommy!
Don't you dare show your face around my family ever again. I no longer have anything to do with you.
Please, Mommy, don't say things like that.
I'm enjoying my new life with my new family now. I want nothing more to do with the likes of you or your father. Goodbye. Next time I hear from you or see you around, I'll report you to the police. No more warnings. After continuing to ignore my warnings, Savannah kept causing trouble by the front gate of Quinn's school. She made a huge scene, shouting and demanding that they enroll her there. She said she wouldn't leave until they let her in. She even tried to climb over the fence, but she was stopped by the security guard. Shortly after that, she was reported to the police and taken away for questioning. She was charged with trespassing and disturbing the peace. After finding out about his daughter, my ex-husband rushed out to pick her up. Unfortunately for him, it was right before an important job interview for a new position. He had been looking for work for months, and this was his best chance. But thanks to Savannah, he missed the interview and lost the opportunity. I hear that he is still jobless now and struggling to pay the bills. And for Savannah, well, she definitely has no chance of getting into that private school that she was aiming for. Not only is money an issue for them, but she is also failing classes in her current middle school. She doesn't do her homework, she skips lessons, and she gets into fights with other students. I wouldn't be surprised if she is held back a year or two.
Yoo-hoo! Willow, how's it going? Is your hair salon still doing well? It's me, your dearest mother-in-law, Everly.
Everly? Yes, my business is doing fairly well. It's a cozy little hair salon, but it still provides me with sufficient income to meet my daily expenses.
Well, let's skip the usual pleasantries and get straight to the point. I have an urgent request. I need you to transfer $50,000 to my bank account immediately.
50,000? Wow, why do you need that much money? Did something happen?
Oh, haven't you heard anything? Mindy, my poor daughter, just got hit by a car and is now in the hospital. I need you to send the money I requested immediately. Her medical expenses are mounting and I need your help to get her the care she needs.
Mindy is in the hospital due to a car accident? I'm deeply sorry to hear that. Honestly, I was unaware of this. No one told me. How is she doing now? Is it possible for me to visit her?
No, there's no need for you to go through the trouble of visiting Mindy, dear. Simply sending me $50,000 will resolve everything.
But, Everly, I don't currently have that much money available. Is there any other way I can assist or support?
Who do you think you're fooling, young lady? I'm your mother-in-law, and I know everything about you, including the fact that you have a savings of $50,000. Hand it over right now and don't make me ask you again.
What? That savings is intended for the future child I plan to have with Blake. We have been considering starting a family, and we need that money to ensure the well-being of our future baby. But How did you find out about my savings?
How dare you think you can keep anything a secret from me, you cunning woman? My son is my eyes and ears. He keeps me informed about every single step you take. You're having a child soon? Seriously? My daughter is in the hospital with her life on the line and you're dreaming about having a child? Are you sick in your head, Willow? I can't believe you would stoop so low as to take for granted your own sister-in-law's life.
Seriously, I don't have that much money available to send you right now. If Mindy actually got in a car accident, her health insurance or the at-fault driver's insurance should cover the medical expenses. Besides, as much as I want to help you out financially, I still find what you just said hard to believe, based on the incidents that happened in the past.
What? Do you really think you can question your own mother-in-law? This is just great. Fantastic. I'm the one who gave birth to your husband, for heaven's sake. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here daydreaming about having a child with my son. And now here we are, Mrs. Good-for-Nothing Willow decides to disobey my command and even calls me a liar. Unbelievable, unacceptable, and unforgivable.
Everly, can you please stop being so dramatic? I'm not calling you a liar, but I do find it hard to believe your story. You weren't completely honest with me the last few times something like this happened. Do you remember when you requested $3,000, claiming that Mindy had broken her legs and needed the funds for her operation? It's because of such occurrences that I approach the current situation with caution.
Oh, not again. I'm so tired of hearing about that. It was a long time ago and nobody even remembers it. Why are you bringing it up now?
Why am I bringing this up now? Because I just found out that the whole thing was a scam. I noticed something was off about Mindy's broken leg. So when I visited her house, I intentionally dropped a $100 bill on the floor and hid in a corner. She fell right into my trap, threw away her crutches, and literally crawled on the floor to grab the money.
What? You set a trap to trick my daughter? How could you do that? That's a crime and I can easily sue you for it.
What I did is a crime? Seriously? You and Mindy tricked me first. Luckily, I only sent you $1,000, but I could have easily sent more if I hadn't known the truth. Mindy is the mother of 5 kids now, and she should be saving her money instead of splurging it on frivolous things like expensive hair treatments, branded clothing, and high-end spa sessions.
Why are you referring to Mindy's interests as frivolous things? Her spending habits have nothing to do with you. She's an independent adult who can make her own choices regarding money management. Your opinion on how she should spend her money is unnecessary. And unlike you, who always looks like a hot mess, my daughter knows how to take care of herself and look her best. She's not going to waste her time on money on things that don't matter like you do.
I wouldn't have any objections to Mindy's spending habits if she were using her own hard-earned money, instead of constantly relying on others to fund her expenses.
Who do you believe you are to pass judgment on my daughter? Instead, why don't you fulfill your role as a respectful daughter-in-law to me and provide the funds I require for your sister-in-law's medical treatment? It's not an exorbitant amount, merely a modest sum of $50,000. Considering your own hair salon, that sum shouldn't cause much of a problem for you, correct?
Are you kidding me? I'm not made of money. I work hard to make ends meet, just like everyone else. If it's not so much money, then why don't you pay out of your own pocket?
Are you stupid or what? You're well aware of the daily struggles I face, relying solely on my meager pension. It's simply impossible for me to pay such a substantial amount on my own. If I were capable, I wouldn't even waste my time texting someone as worthless as you.
What about Mindy's husband, Douglas? I know he earns a decent salary every month, right? So why don't you ask him for help?
Douglas? He's currently thousands of miles away on a business trip. So it wouldn't be appropriate to burden him with such a trivial issue, would it? Oh my goodness. I can't believe you're still here arguing while your sister-in-law is in the hospital fighting for her life. We're discussing a matter of life and death here.
If it is truly a matter of life and death, why don't you allow me to come to the hospital and see her? Even a 3-year-old kid can tell that something is seriously wrong here.
What, are you seriously blaming me for being so thoughtful of you? I understand that you have work commitments, so there's no need for you to go to the hospital and visit my daughter. It's already a significant burden for you to handle the financial responsibilities, my dear. That's why I believe it's only fair for me to take on the caregiving duties for Mindy. Look, I'm right here beside her. I can even send you a picture as evidence.
Oh dear, what has happened to Mindy? It appears she's in a coma, and her entire face is covered in bandages.
See, I told you. My daughter was just struck by a car and is now in a critical condition. You're the only one who can help us. Please, Willow, I beg of you. Kindly send me the money immediately. Your sister-in-law's time is running out.
Fine, I'll transfer $5,000 to you as a first installment, and it's all I have available at the moment.
Are you joking with me? 5 measly thousands? It's nothing compared to what I requested. I can't believe you'd send such a meager amount. Do you think Mindy and I are beggars or something? Oh, I see now. Money means more to you than your own sister-in-law's life. Is that it? It's utterly repulsive. You're like a devil, I must say. I'm profoundly disappointed in you, Willow. You're simply not worth of being my daughter-in-law.
I already told you, that's all I have for now. I don't appreciate you being so demanding. I have my own family to take care of and bills to pay for. Please be more considerate of my situation.
All right, there's no need for lengthy lectures. I don't have time to listen to your complaints all day. Fine, I will accept the modest sum of $5,000 for now. Remember to send me the remaining amount as soon as possible, or else I'll tell my son to divorce you at once.
Hey Blake, do you have a moment to spare for a conversation? I really need your confirmation on something.
What is it? I'm in the middle of playing games on my computer, and I specifically don't want to be disturbed right now.
Seriously? Computer games again? While I'm here busting my butt off, all you do is glue your eyes to that computer day in and day out?
What's so wrong with that? I'm simply unwinding and giving my mind a break after hours of exhausting job searching. You're the one who constantly nags at me about getting a job. So why can't you have a bit of sympathy for me once in a while? After all, I'm your husband, for crying out loud.
Okay, fine. We can get to that later. Now I have something more important to ask you about.
What is it? Spill the beans already. I don't have much time for your nonsense.
Listen, your mom just contacted me, informing me that your sister was involved in a car accident and is currently hospitalized. Were you already aware of this? Has she reached out to you and discussed the situation?
What? Mindy was struck by a car and is currently hospitalized? Are you telling me the truth?
I truly don't have all the details. Everly told me just recently as well. She also mentioned the need for $50,000, but I wanted to consult with you before taking any action.
No, my mom hasn't told me anything about it. If that's the situation, then we must hurry and go to the hospital to visit my sister. Poor Mindy. Her stupid husband is always away on lengthy business trips, leaving her alone in the house. I swear, when Douglas returns, I'll make sure to teach that scumbag a lesson he'll never forget.
The thing is, your mom didn't even provide me with the name of the hospital where your sister is admitted, and she forbade me from going to see Mindy. All she mentioned was the request for $50,000, with no additional information.
Then why didn't you send her the money she asked for, you vile little witch? Are you even aware that my sister's life is hanging by a thread? If my mom says she needs the money, you need to send it to her. No questions asked.
I'm not sure if your mom is telling the truth about your sister's condition. Even though she sent me a picture of her in a coma with bandages all over her face, I still find it hard to believe.
What? My sister is in a coma with her face covered in bandages? This isn't right at all. You've got to help her. Send my mom the money she asked for straight away, or prepare to face the wrath from me. Remember, you're my wife, and it's common sense for wives to take orders from their husbands. If you don't do as I say, I'll kick your sorry ass out of this house. I mean it. I won't go easy on you.
Wow, imagine that coming from an unemployed man himself. I'm surprised that you would say that to me, considering that you are the one who's unemployed. I'm not sure why you're treating me this way, especially since I'm the one who has been supporting you financially. If you care about your sister so much, why don't you send the money to your mom yourself? Do you think it's fair for me to be the only one responsible for taking care of the financial problems in your family?
Seriously? Are you still arguing with me about who should send the money? Is that more important than my sister's life? Can you please get your act together and understand the severity of the situation? If you don't send the money to my mom right away, my sister will be in even more danger.
Can you please stop exaggerating everything? Mindy has insurance coverage. That's reassuring for her medical expenses.
Are you kidding me? You think I'm exaggerating? You're the one who's trying to downplay the situation. Are you even aware of how crucial my sister is to me? She holds the second most significant place in my life, right after my mother. If anything bad happens to her, do you have the audacity to bear the responsibility? I highly doubt it. You're nothing but a spineless coward who would try to evade accountability and point fingers at others for your own incompetence. You disgust me, Willow. I can't believe that I chose a worthless piece of garbage like you to be my wife.
Blake! I can't believe you're using this tone to talk with me, your own wife. The way you're acting right now shows that you literally have no respect for me. Honestly, what have I ever done to deserve such kind of treatment from you?
Why should I bother having any respect for a heartless monster who refuses to spend even a small sum of money to assist her own family? I swear, if you don't immediately send the money my mother requested, I will ensure that you suffer a living hell when you come back from work. Believe me, I'm dead serious. This is not a game anymore.
Willow! I explicitly requested that you send me $50,000 yesterday to assist with your sister-in-law's medical expenses. And you had the audacity to negotiate it down to a mere $5,000? But even that pitiful amount of $5,000 did not find its way to me. I demand an explanation from you. What is the meaning of this?
Oh, spare me the act, Everly. Your charade doesn't deceive anyone anymore. Let me make it abundantly clear to you. I have no intention whatsoever of sending you anything, not even a penny. So stop blowing up my phone with your absurd and irrational demands once and for all.
What, do you find this amusing or something? This is an extremely grave situation. Mindy, your only sister-in-law, is fighting for her life in the hospital and you're acting as if it's inconsequential, as if it's none of your concern. Have you even bothered to look at the photo I sent you and witness the extent of Mindy's injuries following that horrific car accident? Her face is completely concealed by bandages. Why don't you drop your selfishness and stubbornness and send me the money I demanded? Are you incapable of considering anyone else's needs but your own? It's clear that you prioritize your own desires above the urgent situation at hand. Show some empathy and take immediate action instead of dragging your feet.
Oh, really, Everly? Then why don't you reveal the true motives behind Mindy's hospitalization and enlighten everyone? Lay your cards on the table and let the real story come to light. I'm already well informed. I reached out to Mindy's husband, and he provided me with a detailed account of the entire incident, from start to finish. So don't think you can keep any secrets hidden.
What? How dare you reach out to him? I told you he was away on a business trip. You had no right to disturb him in such a manner. Your actions were completely out of line, young lady.
Oh, it may be true that he's currently away on a work trip, but let me inform you that he'll be returning home soon. And guess what? He'll be bringing divorce papers along with him. Brace yourself for the impending reality, because Mindy's marriage is on the verge of crumbling.
Divorce papers? Why on earth would Douglas be carrying those? It simply doesn't make any sense at all. You're just simply bluffing.
Oh, so Mindy conveniently forgot to mention anything to you, huh? Well, let me enlighten you. Douglas has reached his breaking point with Mindy's reckless spending habits, squandering his hard-earned money on luxury items that she barely even uses. In fact, he confided in me that Mindy resorted to stealing his credit card in an attempt to finance her unnecessary plastic surgeries. Fortunately, Douglas discovered her deceit before it was too late and managed to block the card in time. Now that her source of funds has been cut off, Mindy finds herself unable to pay for her surgeries. That's precisely why you're turning to me, begging for money to cover her expenses, isn't it?
So you and Mindy's husband have uncovered the truth? I can't believe it. No wonder I couldn't use Douglas's card to cover the cost of Mindy's surgery.
I also have other bad news for you. Douglas will also be taking legal actions against Mindy for stealing his credit card. And of course, Mindy will also get her butt kicked out of her husband's house. So, you might also want to pass on that piece of news to Mindy too. I'm sure she'll be thrilled when she gets to hear it. Oh, but do remind her to take her time recovering from those extravagant plastic surgeries. It seems like she'll have quite the journey ahead of her.
How dare Douglas take legal action against my daughter and kick her out of the house? He has no right to do this to her. I can't believe he'd stoop so low as to hurt her like this. He's Mindy's husband, for heaven's sake.
You mean her soon-to-be ex-husband?
Willow, you have to help us on this. I've already paid for half of Mindy's surgery expenses using Douglas's money. Now there's only a little amount of cost left to pay. Can you please somehow send us that money? If not, we'll be in big trouble. We're not asking for much, you know. Only $100,000. I know you have that much to spare, right?
Are you kidding me? How on earth did the surgery expenses suddenly double from $50,000 to $100,000 in such a short period of time? This drastic increase is utterly absurd.
Are you forgetting something? The initial $50,000 estimate was made before I became aware of Douglas's intentions to divorce Mindy and pursue legal action against her for theft. Now, in addition to the surgery expenses, we also require funds to settle any potential damages owed to Douglas. Furthermore, we must consider our daily expenses, as Mindy's wealthy husband will no longer be able to cover our bills.
Are you pretending to be ignorant, or is your comprehension truly that limited? Why in the world would I ever consider giving you such a substantial sum of money, even after your attempts to deceive me in the past?
You fabricated a false narrative about Mindy's severe injuries resulting from a car accident and demanded $50,000 from me. But it's clear now that it was all a lie. Furthermore, there have been numerous instances before this where you've tried to swindle money from me. As the saying goes, let a fool cheat you once, shame on him. Let a fool cheat you twice, shame on you. I refuse to be foolish enough to fall for your deceitful tactics again. This charade must come to an end.
But you're still Blake's wife. That means you're still my daughter-in-law and you're part of this family. Now fulfill your duty as a family member and help your sister-in-law and your mother-in-law out. This is not a request, this is a demand. You'd better do as I tell you or I'll make my son divorce you in no time. You know, Blake is my good little boy, and he always does what I tell him to, unquestioningly.
Oh no, please. Don't make Blake divorce me. I'm so scared.
That's right. Keep on crying like a little kid. I find the sound of your fear and intimidation quite amusing. If you insist on being a stubborn little brat and not send me the money I require, I'll order Blake to kick you in the butt and get rid of you like a piece of trash you are.
Oh my god! You really are dumb, Everly. Do you honestly believe that your empty threats have any effect on me? Thanks for entertaining me and giving me a good laugh, but the show is over. Sorry to break it to you, but I'm more than happy to divorce Blake, the ultimate freeloader. Do you know what he's been doing for the last 2 years? Sleeping, playing computer games, whining if dinner isn't prepared on time, and even worse, talking to Mindy for hours on WhatsApp.
What? The ultimate freeloader? How dare you use such a dreadful term to describe my son? I understand that he hasn't been employed since his termination from his previous job, but he's only taking a well-deserved break. He's probably feeling disheartened due to the unfortunate outcome of his last employment endeavor. Any normal wife would be trying to support and uplift her husband during this difficult time. But what are you doing instead? You're attacking him. What a terrible and twisted person you are.
Taking a break for 2 years? That's a long time to hibernate, even for a bear. Just face the reality. Blake's just trying to avoid work.
Listen up, you arrogant little rascal. If it wasn't for my son Blake, who was foolish enough to marry a wretched woman like you, you'd still be hopelessly single by now. So why don't you act more like a wife and show him the respect he deserves?
Show him some respect? Oh, please. Why should I hold any respect for a man who consistently fails to support me, dismisses my opinions without a second thought, and readily accepts everything you and his sister say as gospel truth? Why should I respect a man who can't even lift a finger to help with the household chores, and shamelessly lives off my hard-earned money, all while treating me with utter disdain? Let me enlighten you, dear mother-in-law. I would gladly cast aside that egotistical, jobless parasite and leave him in the gutter where he truly belongs.
What? What's gotten into you? Where did this rebellious attitude come from? That's it. I'm telling my son to divorce you and kick your sorry ass out of this house. Just wait and see.
Blake, I've just got home, but why has our house suddenly turned into a warehouse? Whose belongings are scattered all over the place and piled up on the floor?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. My mom and Mindy's kids are going over to our house and staying with us. I'm helping them get settled in, and I need you to tidy up this pigsty you call house before they arrive. And one more thing, remember to help my mom and sister unpack their belongings. I know you're terrible at doing chores anyway, but this is your chance to learn. So, chop chop, no time to lose.
How could you do this to me? Your mom and Mindy's 5 kids are moving in with us? I can't believe you made this decision without even consulting me first.
Why should I? You're already aware of the ongoing issues between Mindy and her husband, correct? As a responsible family member, it's my duty to step in and assist them to the best of my abilities. That's why I've chosen to allow them to live with us in our house. What do you think? I think it's awesome. And I'm literally shaking with excitement knowing that tomorrow marks the beginning of our new life together.
Are you lost in a daydream, Blake? Do you really think I'll continue living with you? Considering all the actions committed by you and your family that have caused me so much distress?
You continue living with me? In your dreams. Once you've completed your cleaning and unpacking tasks, you'll have to move out of the house and find a new place for yourself. I think you'll fit right in with the homeless bums who live in the parks or on the streets. I mean, we can't all live together in this house, right? It'll be too cramped for us. Finally, I can't wait until my mom, my sister, and I get to spend some quality time together without the stubborn mule I call wife around.
Seriously? Now you're even forcing me out of the house? Your utter cluelessness truly knows no bounds, Blake.
I don't see what the big deal is. You have a hair salon, so you basically have a free place to live. Why don't you just move in there? I'm sure the cozy salon chairs will make for a delightful living arrangement.
That's it, Blake. I've had enough. I'm filing for divorce. I've already signed my part of the papers and left them on the bedside table. You should sign yours when you get home from helping your mom and sister move in. But if I were you, I wouldn't waste my time. They'll have to move out soon anyway, and you're no exception.
What? You're divorcing me? But why? I haven't done anything wrong. All I did was lend a hand to my mother and sister. I don't understand why you have a problem with that.
Oh, just drop dead already. I can't believe you're so naive to not even realize what you did wrong. You conveniently allowed your mother and sister to move in, and now you have the audacity to push me out? Allow me to enlighten you. The place you're currently living rent-free in is the very apartment I purchased when I was single. It's in my name, and it unequivocally belongs to me. Do you know what that means? It means that the one who should be leaving is not me, but rather you and your family.
No, please. This simply can't be happening. You can't divorce me and kick me and my family out of the house like that. Where do you expect us to live from now on? Out on the streets?
Why is that my problem? Oh, and while we're at it, please tell your selfish sister to give up on the idea of keeping her children by her side to get child support from her husband after their divorce. She'll be going to jail, and Douglas will be the one who has custody of the kids.
What? That scumbag even dared to take away my nieces and nephews? I knew it. I knew he wasn't a good person to begin with. Mindy is so unlucky to have married that weirdo.
Mindy is unlucky? Please, it should be quite the opposite. She recklessly wasted her husband's hard-earned money on trivial and unnecessary items. And to make matters worse, she even resorted to stealing his credit card. Douglas is currently in the process of filing a lawsuit against Mindy, so it won't be long before she faces the consequences and finds herself spending time behind bars.
No, this can't be happening. Douglas is actually taking legal action against my dear sister, Mindy. How can this be happening? It's completely unjust. I swear, I'm gonna make that jerk pay a heavy price for hurting my sister's feelings.
Well, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't even bother concerning myself with the well-being of others. After all, let's not forget that you and I are also in the process of getting divorced.
Divorce? No, I won't allow it. Willow, I beg you, please, reconsider your decision to divorce me. I know I've made mistakes, but I'm a changed man now. I promise, I will never let Mindy or my mom come near our house again. Please take me back and let's forget about this whole divorce thing. You know it's ridiculous, right?
Well, as much as I love to see you grovel at my feet and cry, that ship has definitely sailed at this point. I'm dead set on getting divorced, and there's nothing that can change my mind. Just pack your stuff and make sure you're gone from my house by tomorrow. You know what? I am eagerly anticipating the finalization of our divorce, as it will mark the beginning of an entirely new chapter in my life, free from the detrimental influence of toxic people like you and your entire family. Finally, Mindy has been convicted of all charges and is now serving her sentence in prison. It's quite ironic how her extensive plastic surgeries aimed at enhancing her appearance might attract some attention in jail. She may find herself quite popular among the inmates. As for the divorce between Mindy and Douglas, it proceeded relatively smoothly, with Douglas securing custody of their children. Regarding Blake and myself, there was no distribution of assets following our divorce. Blake had no personal savings, and we had no shared accounts. Consequently, he did not receive any financial compensation from me, not even a single penny. Subsequently, Blake and his mother found themselves compelled to rent a tiny, cramped apartment, relying on his mother's modest pension and the alimony sent by Mindy's husband out of sympathy. On the other hand, my hair salon continues to flourish, allowing me to generate a substantial income. Moving forward, I have made the decision to surround myself with friends, family,
and individuals who genuinely appreciate my true value.
Hey, Helena. Is our master plan to get back at your mischievous brother still going strong? Haha, I'm so excited to find out how things are shaping up so far.
Hey Tyra, good morning. Just wanted to give you a little update. Everything is going according to plan. Seriously, it's been unbelievably smooth sailing. You're an absolute rock star, Tyra. I'm beyond grateful to have you as my ride or die friend. You've got my back like no one else.
Ah, come on. No need for the formalities. That's just what friends are for, right? So tell me, did Andy finally come to his senses and apologize to you?
Well, not really, but...
Andy still hasn't shown any signs of remorse or bothered to say sorry? OMG, he's such a spoiled brat. And you're way too sweet for your own good, Helena. I've lost count how many times he has made your life a total roller coaster with his wicked pranks. It's like he's got no clue when to call it quits. Remember that time he poured red pepper paste in your school bag? It was a total nightmare when you opened it and the paste went crazy, spilling all over your seat.
Oh yeah, how could I ever forget that? Now I make sure to guard my bag like Fort Knox so that Andy can't get his hands on it. And you bet I lock my room tight and carry the key with me wherever I go. That's been a total game changer. I gotta tell you, the look on Andy's face was priceless when he realized he couldn't break into my room and pull off those dumb pranks anymore. Remember that time he sneaked in and released a real snake? That was just next level crazy!
No kidding! If I ever found a real snake slithering around in my room, I'd lose my mind and dial 911 in a heartbeat. Oh, and watch out for your toiletries too. Remember how he used to mix depilatory creams with your shampoo? I'm telling you, Andy is the worst of the worst.
Oh, speaking of that, I totally followed your advice, and it worked like a charm. Here's the deal. I had a feeling he was gonna pull that silly shampoo prank on me again. So I got sneaky and peeled off the labels from both his and my shampoo bottles and swapped them around. You know, those bottles look pretty similar, right? Well, he fell for it big time and started lathering up his hair with the wrong one. And guess what? Bam! He practically walked out of the bathroom looking like he had just visited a hair removal salon. I swear, it took all my willpower not to burst out laughing. It was pure gold, I tell you.
That's what I'm talking about, Helena. You're killing it, girl. Oh, and speaking of being on guard, don't forget to keep a close eye on your clothes, too. I mean, we all know what happened last time with your laundry mishap. Let's make sure history doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah, you're right. Andy had the audacity to switch out the fabric conditioner with bleach. And my clothes were totally ruined. Can you believe it? Some of them I hadn't even worn once. It was a total fashion disaster, I tell you.
Whoa, that's totally messed up. Andy's got some seriously twisted and evil thoughts going on, especially for a kid his age. It's unfortunate that you have to deal with a little brother with such a disturbed mentality. I really feel for you.
But hey, no worries now. I've learned my lesson from the past, so I've ditched the laundry drama and started using a laundry service instead. Smart move, huh?
Way to go, girl! So, what about that whole flat-out ignoring strategy? Did it do the trick too?
Oh, you bet. Remember how I was always the one bailing Andy out whenever he ended up in the principal's office serving detention? Well, not anymore. Now, whenever he tries to call me up, I just straight up ignore him. I tell him it's not my business and hang up without a second thought. Oh, let me tell you, his face was a total priceless masterpiece when I dropped the bomb and said I couldn't give 2 cents about him or his problems. It was like a scene from a movie, and boy did it shake things up.
I can totally picture Andy turning red with anger and throwing his classic tantrums. That's just his signature move, isn't it? Always acting like he's some mature, in-control dude, but deep down, he's just a big old man-child. Too funny.
I know, right? Andy's pranks have become so predictable and they barely even faze me anymore. Actually, most of the time, he's the one who ends up getting burned by his own schemes. You see, I've developed this superpower to detect when something fishy is going down. It's like I have this built-in radar that helps me avoid falling into Andy's lame traps, It's pretty handy, if I do say so myself.
Helena, you're one clever cookie. I'm seriously impressed with you. But hey girl, I gotta be honest, I'm a little worried about you. Remember when you mentioned that Andy was getting all worked up because you were retaliating against his pranks? It's like he couldn't handle you giving him a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, I know Andy's been pretty mad at me for getting back at him. It's like having a ticking time bomb right under the same roof, if you catch my drift. The tension is real.
Yeah, right. You caught him red-handed so many times trying to mess with your food? Good thing you were always on high alert and didn't fall for his tricks. But one thing I'm concerned about is the time you overheard him trying to convince your parents to kick you out of your room so he could take over.
No way in hell am I gonna let that go down. Andy messed with me way too many times, and I'm not about to let it happen again. There's absolutely zero chance I'll sit back and let him take over my room without a fight. It's game on.
That's what I'm talking about. But let's be real, you're in for one heck of a battle because Andy has always been your parents' favorite. They practically worship the ground he walks on, even though he's a total spoiled brat. If my memory serves me right, they never once believed your side of the story about Andy's pranks and mischievous behavior. They were always quick to blame you for everything. So tell me, what's your master plan to keep Andy far away from your room? I'm all ears.
No worries, girl. I've got this covered. I've got a bunch of plans and backup plans ready to roll. All I need to do is make Andy totally give up on the idea of taking over my room. No, I want him to downright despise the thought of it.
Whoa, that sounds interesting. What's your plan, Helena? I can't wait to hear it.
Check it out. I've already bought a couple of bottles of this super stinky liquid. Whenever Andy's lurking nearby, I'm gonna give the entrance to my room a little spritz. Trust me, I've tried it out a few times as a sneaky experiment, and it worked like a charm. Do you know what Andy said to me?
What? What did he say?
He told me that my room smelled like a dumpster fire, and that he'd never set foot near it again. Can you believe that?
OMG, girl, that's freaking hilarious. You pulled off such a sassy move. I can't even. You totally owned it.
Hey, Tyra, can we chat later? My mom is totally blowing up my phone with a bunch of texts, and I gotta answer her. It's like a text storm or something.
Sure thing. Oh, by the way, remember we've got that epic sleepover at my place tonight. Don't you dare bail, girl. I can't wait to hear your stories about how Andy's pranks always blow up in his face. It never gets old.
Totally. It used to bug me big time, but now that I've had a sweet revenge on him, it actually feels good, you know? Like, I've reached a whole new level of satisfaction.
But honestly, think about it. Is now the right time to start considering moving out? You know, you haven't officially gotten your diploma yet, but technically you're done with high school, right? You even take shifts in the afternoon now, which means you don't even need to take those filler classes anymore. I'm sure if you did leave school now, you could always come back to collect your diploma at the end of the school year.
Yeah, and I'm totally waiting for you to finish too. Like, you're gonna be my ultimate roomie when we finally make that big move to the city. We'll be unstoppable, living it up together.
I can't wait! It's gonna be amazing, but you don't have to keep holding out for me. I know how badly you want to get out of that crazy house, don't you? So just grab your bags and make your move. This is your golden opportunity to escape your psycho brother once and for all. And you know what? I bet once you're out of there, your parents will finally see Andy's true colors. It's gonna be a total eye-opener for them.
That's pretty tempting, Tyra. But still, don't you remember? I'm only 17. No landlord in their right mind would rent out their place to a 17-year-old.
Hey, no worries. You're welcome to stay with my aunt for the first bit until we found an apartment. She owns a big house in the River Valley, you know?
Thanks for being so sweet, Tyra. You're always looking out for me, and I appreciate it big time. But honestly, it's your aunt we're talking about, and I'm not sure if staying at her place would be cool or not. I really don't want to be a hassle or cause her any trouble.
What are you even saying, girl? My aunt adores you, I swear. If I give her a call and explain your situation, she'll be over the moon to have you at her place. And hey, it's not like you'll be there forever. Your 18th birthday is just around the corner at the end of the month. So we're talking only 3 more weeks to go. Party time!
I can't believe you've got it all figured out for me, Tyra. You're hands down the best friend I've ever had, no joke.
Look, if you stay with my aunt for the next while until you pick up your diploma, you can search for an apartment for us to stay in. And then, by the time I graduate, we can be moving into our city apartment. So how does that sound to you?
Alrighty then, we'll go with your plan. Thanks for always having my back, Tyra. You're like the absolute best person on this planet that I can always count on. You're a true gem, girl.
What took you so long to answer me, Helena? I have something important to say, so pick up the phone. Are you still at that wretched friend of yours' house?
What now, Mom? It's Sunday, and I believe I deserve some rest.
What's the deal with your attitude? Now you're even snarking at your own parents? Just look at yourself. You've turned into this uneducated savage who couldn't care less about her own family. I didn't raise you to turn out like this. I certainly didn't raise you to become some kind of stray who abandons her own home and sleeps around at other people's places. I get it. It's all because of that girl, Tara, right? She's been filling your head with garbage lately, hasn't she?
What are you even saying? Tyra has absolutely nothing to do with this. Can we please not bring her into our conversation?
Listen closely. Starting now, you're forbidden from hanging out with that scoundrel anymore. Got it? If I ever catch a glimpse of you two together, I swear I'll give both of you a serious thrashing. Do you understand? I can't believe you've let yourself change because of some idiotic delinquent friend like Tara. It's time to wake up and face reality. If you continue behaving like this, you're heading straight into the criminal zone. Do you hear me?
What are you talking about? I'm still the same person. Nothing has changed about me. Hanging out with Tyra doesn't have any negative influence on me, believe me. If anything, she's been my best friend since secondary school. And she's always there for me, no matter what. In fact, I consider her advice a lifesaver when it comes to dealing with Andy's misbehavior. She really helps me through tough times.
Helena, you absolutely disgust me. You used to be this sweet, kind, and obedient girl who always listened to me and did as I said. But now, it looks like you've transformed into this spoiled little brat who's always ready to defy my every command. And not only that, you've even crossed the line by messing around with your own brother. Do you have any idea how much you've hurt his feelings? Tell me, is it your intention to ruin his life so badly?
What are you talking about, Mom? What did I ever do to Andy?
Stop playing dumb. You know perfectly well what you're guilty of. You deliberately mixed his shampoo with shaving cream. You maliciously poured chili pepper paste into his school bag. And to top it all off, you callously ignored him when he needed your help. Tell me, what kind of sister are you to stoop so low and commit such vile acts against your own brother?
Excuse me? The things you just mentioned are the pranks that Andy used to play on me. Wait, did he tell you that I'm the one responsible for all of that?
Yeah, Andy told me everything, so there's no point in trying to deny it. And don't even think for a second that I'm oblivious to the countless times you've thrown parties at our house, bought alcohol, cigarettes, or even stolen my money.
What are you talking about? I didn't do any of that. It was all Andy's doing. I promise you.
And now you're resorting to lying and trying to put the blame on Andy for your own terrible behavior? What a cunning snake you are. Let me tell you something. All this spoiled behavior of yours will lead you nowhere but to the streets.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Are you really taking Andy's side to the extent that you would kick me out? Even though he's consistently the one at fault, not me? You're a parent. You're not supposed to play favorites.
Yeah, that's right. You heard me loud and clear. What's wrong with me favoring Andy over you? Do you know why? It's because Andy is kind and compassionate. Unlike you, you're literally the personification of the devil.
I'm telling you, you're completely fooled by Andy. He's been up to all sorts of crazy things behind your back. But you don't even have a clue. All you seem to do is blindly defend Andy and put me down. Do you even see me as your daughter anymore? Not even a little bit?
Yeah, more lies, more deceit. All because you can't handle how amazing your brother is. Your jealousy really disgusts me.
Whatever you say, Mom. Because I don't even care anymore.
What? How dare you blatantly ignore your own mother like that? Get out of my house, Helena. I won't allow you to stay here for another minute. I can't stand the sight of your face around here any longer. So you better hurry up and gather your belongings to move out as soon as possible, or I'll throw them all in the trash. Are you even listening to me, Helena?
Hey, Helena. When are you planning to come back?
Around 6 p.m. Why do you want to know? Already missing me, huh?
Miss you? In your dreams. Heard Mom was giving you a hard time again, huh? Well, serves you right. That's what happens when you try to challenge me and retaliate against my pranks all this time. You think you're tough? Please, you're nothing compared to me. Just a simple word to our parents and poof! You're out of here. Remember, I'm not someone you want to mess with.
Ooh, I'm so scared, Andy.
Yeah, that's the spirit. I gotta admit, making you scared and desperate is one of my favorite pastimes in the world. No doubt about it. Don't even think I don't know about the stuff you've been spraying on your bedroom door to keep me away. You did that because you knew I wanted to take over your room, right? How dare you, you scumbag. Now hurry up and come back home to apologize to me. Maybe this time I'll let you off the hook. Of course, you'll have to give me your room too. I totally deserve a bigger room. At least one like yours.
Yeah, I figured you'd badmouth me to Mom just to get me in trouble. So, honestly, I'm not even a tiny bit surprised.
What? You're not shocked at all? What do you mean by that? I thought you'd be freaking out and begging for my forgiveness by now.
Ha! Don't make me laugh, Andy. Why should I bother doing that? I'm not an idiot, you know. I'm tired of being your target for cruel pranks and being mocked. So go ahead. Do whatever you want to me, but let me warn you, it won't faze me one bit. Actually, the little pranks you've been pulling are getting old. They don't impress me anymore. Why don't you try coming up with something new, huh?
What? How can this be happening? You're supposed to be scared and all that. You're not supposed to be this confident while talking to me. This is totally unacceptable.
Oh, look how little Andy reacts when his genius plan fails miserably right before his eyes. You always think you're in control and can make everyone do your bidding. Well, guess what? I'm not like our parents who always spoil you no matter what you do or whatever wrongdoing you commit.
Don't make me go to extreme measures. I've got plenty of tricks up my sleeve that I haven't even unleashed yet. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll hide empty booze bottles in your room and blame it on your so-called alcoholism. Oh, I know you're at a friend's place, aren't you? No problem. It's actually perfect timing because today is Halloween. So I'll throw a Halloween party at our house and turn your bedroom into a smoking room. That's actually a pretty awesome idea if you ask me.
Yeah, whatever, Andy. You're just completely delusional, you know that?
What are you even blabbering about, you stupid moron? Your behavior is just unbearable, you hear me? No worries. I'll just take some of our parents' money and put the blame on you. Remember the last time you took the fall for me? You got grounded for a whole week. That was so dumb of you. But hey, thanks anyway. Having you around actually comes in handy. Oh, and of course, I'll grab some more of Mom and Dad's cash fund to fund my little party tonight. Then I'll pin it all on you, saying you stole it for your college tuition or something.
Oh, please, go ahead. I really couldn't care less either way. Just do whatever you want, Andy.
What? Not even that gets you scared? What's your deal? Why are you all of a sudden talking all tough? Honestly, I'm not a fan of this sudden change in attitude at all. Now you're ignoring me again? Get back here and clear out all your junk from my room. I'm not kidding, Helena. Are you there? Stop hiding like a coward and come home so we can have a face-to-face talk, you piece of trash. I swear there's gonna be consequences for looking down on me. This isn't the end between us.
Hey, Andy, are you home? Have you seen Mom and Dad? I just got back and I've been looking all over, but I can't find them. And you're not at home either. Well, just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm moving out today. So I'm here at our place to pack up all my stuff and take it to the new spot.
Huh? Helena? How are you still texting me? Aren't you supposed to be at the hospital by now?
What do you mean? Why would I need to be at the hospital? And more importantly, where are you and our parents at the moment? I don't see anyone at home.
Wait, what? How is this possible? I thought you'd be back by 6 p.m.
Yeah, I ended up getting home a bit later than I'd originally planned.
That's so weird. I actually saw you wearing your favorite pink hoodie. I know it was you, but you had a Halloween mask on, so I couldn't get a clear look of your face.
Oh, that hoodie? I have no idea where it went. I think Mom snatched it from me without saying a word. You know how she is. Always swiping stuff from me without even bothering to ask.
What? So you're saying it was Mom wearing that pink hoodie and not you? No way, this can't be happening. If it's true, then I'm in some serious trouble now.
What do you mean, Andy? Why would you be in trouble? Just spill the beans and tell me what's going on right now.
Look, Helena, I gotta run, okay? I don't have time to talk with you at the moment. If Mom asks where I am, just play it cool and tell her you have no clue, alright?
Wait, hold up. Where are you going, Andy? Andy!
Oh, Helena, my dear, did you actually move out of the house? You see, I was just joking with you, sweetheart. I didn't mean any of it. You know you're always my favorite child, right? I promise, if you come back, I'll treat you better than I've ever done before. Actually, I'll even kick your brother out to make space just for you.
When exactly did I become your favorite child, Mom? Could you please enlighten me on this sudden change in attitude?
Hey, come on now. Don't make fun of your own mom like that. You know, something happened that really opened my eyes. Helena, sweetheart, please listen to me. You're more than welcome to come back and live with me. I'll even go all out and make it super special for you. I know deep down you still care about me, don't you? You even came to the hospital to look after me.
Well, you're still my mom. So naturally, I'd come to visit you in the hospital. However, there's something I need to make clear. I've already moved out and I won't be returning. So please, stop asking me to come back home. No matter how much you plead, it won't change my mind.
OMG, Helena! Can't you see how much I'm suffering living with your nightmare of a brother? Please, I don't deserve this. I need you, my sweet, obedient girl. You know what he did to me yesterday, don't you? He freaking dumped a load of rocks on my head. It was a total trap he set up. You have no idea how furious I am right now.
Well, can't you see it? It's the way you've been spoiling Andy that turned him into this. So, if anyone deserves the blame, it's you and no one else.
I get it. I messed up big time. I'm feeling so ashamed of myself. I already reported Andy to the police, and I'm sure they'll throw him in juvenile detention. So, you see, we're totally free to have your old room back. Just come back with me and your dad, all right? Please, Helena?
I'm glad to see that you finally realized the importance of taking action and reporting Andy to the police. I sincerely hope that being in juvenile detention will be a wake-up call for him, and that he will use this opportunity to become a better person. I'm sorry to say it again, but I really have no intention of coming back. So, goodbye, Mom. I wish you a happy life. When confronted about his malicious act, Andy conveniently dismissed it as a mere prank, without showing any remorse. He actually had the audacity to tell the judge that it was just a harmless trick-or-treat stunt on Halloween, so he shouldn't face any consequences. But during the trial, I stood as a witness and exposed all the cruel pranks he had played on me. That's when the judge realized that Andy posed a real threat, leading to his placement in a proper jail. My mother did everything she could to convince me to come back, but her efforts proved fruitless. I heard that she was deeply ashamed of Andy's actions, to the point where she made the decision to disown him as her son. I was determined to move out and start a new life on my own. I'm grateful to have my best friend, Tyra, who I know will always be there for me, ready to face any challenges that come our way.